There are 5 owners in the room. He didn't come. This is what you want to give us. He was as chubby as a pig on the side. Have a mustache to braid. Snatching his curled beard, laughing and winking. Let's eat rice first. There is a real way to be religious. If you are angry, you have to eat first. The other owner held up the menu. Eat rice first. Tomorrow I want to ask you a question. Maybe this is a gentleman's receptionist or SAO. Miss Zhu Tan gently stepped forward and asked the guests. What do you want to order? Just been asked that. The owner had forgotten his intention. Quickly open the view menu. He looked at the menu and commented. These are too expensive. They also use money pricing. It's like a knife cutting through the gut. But on the outside, you have to show it. I am a rich owner. He wanted to say, this one has this one too. Miss Snow Tan stood there startled and asked again, are you sure? These things are all. Before he could finish speaking, he could take off again. Master Back Feng, you can also order. The boss of the Maple Leaf has a tray and still blooms laughing. So I want this. This dish. The public is not like. Hair is like wings. His son is the same. As fat as he was, he reminded me. Father. Like this food. What we call SAO. A sound like lightning in the clear sky. On the table, the dishes were laid out. The bearded owner called out for Kier. What's going on? Why is it that vegetable soup despises us? He slammed his hand on the table angrily. Your son is like a lamb. But he's wearing a leopard jacket. People wanted to remind you earlier. You cut her off. The owner was angry. I want to complain. I want to see your boss. Over here. Snow Tan again brought a plate of sauteed vegetables to the table. Kier looked at the vegetable plate in amazement. Vegetables in the middle of winter can have vegetables SAO. Ted became a green shirt, holding a plate and picking up vegetables. It's like studying strange creatures. In the middle of winter, this vegetable is probably not fake. The owner of the brown jacket also holds 8 pieces to his eyes. This soup is delicious. So you guys start putting vegetables in your mouth. Chewing and chewing. Mouth praise occlusion plate. It's actually very fresh vegetables. It's hard to believe that in the middle of winter, there can be vegetables. There's the last vegetable on the plate. 2 people's plates crashed together. The 2 looked at each other for the last vegetable. This is what I ordered. You didn't drink the soup I ordered. How to eat vegetables. They are the owners and they are fighting to eat. Like hungry a mature 4. 5 so the son became the owner of the north. Look at them and judge. What nobles. Just eating lunch and fighting. What a loss of face. Old man wearing green hat. Chewing the meat and talking. I repeat the previous words. In winter, you can grow vegetables. This style is not simple. If you can become an owner, you're not an idiot. Winter vegetable growing business prospects, who doesn't know? If you can learn this technique. So this trip is not in vain. In winter, you can grow vegetables. You can also grow horse grass. In the winter, there will be grass. Then next spring will sell more and more money. More than. The 5 men went silent and looked at each other. One of the owners stood up and said, watch out, you've all seen the magic of growing vegetables. The guy in the green hat said, of course. But the owner of the Atlantic, it won't be easy to tell us this secret. The other white-haired old man was devastated. But this Atlantic city is a small city. If you are alone, you will not grow. Still have to join us. The blonde-eyed owner is also blonde. Only we are united as one. Probably master the Atlantic pressure. He didn't hand over his winter vegetable growing techniques. We will not cooperate. Tomorrow, our attitude must be tough. Must get the secret of growing winter vegetables. Next to the son of the Lord of the North. Do they know their own identity? This is the Atlantic City. The next day in the square outside the capital. The owners sat on the chairs. Look at the people below, cleaning up. Snow covered the yard. They've all been waiting for a long time. A zealous person, the owner of the Atlantic, has not yet arrived. It's been an hour. The blue hat owner let out a breath. Maybe you're not awake yet. To be the owner of Tetby NH for his beard is still gentle. There must be a delay. The wind will not be indifferent to us. Dear owners, I'm very sorry. Become our master. I want you to watch a great game. I was always in the yard last night to design. I didn't go to bed until morning, so I was late. Please wait a moment. Everyone turned to the same direction. The soft sound comes out. It turned out to be the words of a pretty girl. All around you shine a beautiful light. The owners saw a woman standing in front of them. It's impossible to shout. Silently look at each other. Have to save face. The guy said he was going to fight with the wind. Now I just dare to whisper. In the heart, he said it was because he was late at the design yard. Even though I know it's just an excuse. But makes us unable to be angry. This guy's got a little trick. Avatar this way, said Liu Feng. I heard the princess say. These people came to cause trouble. Laughing is almost the same. What are they thinking? Mina told me last night at the intelligence briefing. AVG pulls out the sword behind Ra Shou. If they dare to threaten, for the safety of the princess, please let me handle them. I saw the wolf rider like that. They say don't mess up. If all 5 lords died in the Atlantic City, who would dare to come later? AVI put away the sword. 1 hours of disgust is troublesome. Go back and say rest assured. Not only do they have a next door. You two go to the square. He smiled and said hello. I'm really sorry. Slept late last night. The name of the bearded man. If you see the wind coming, come to your face. 6 dots on the head. And hatred cannot tear the exile Ra. The North City owner laughed. Your Highness, we have met again. The wind also laughed back. The body of the Lord is more blessed. See how the day is getting better. You can be a fat owner. If you praise me, close your eyes, ha 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 ha. The owner was trapped between the two. Joking to say, he is disgusted. Looking up at the face of Liu Yang board evaluation, the owner of the Atlantic is too young. He raised his right hand as a sign. Sorry to keep you waiting. The contest is back. The green hat owner crossed his arms and looked down at the audience. Save the ha. What is this fight? This is an ice hockey game. It's a kind of team competition. Use a club to move the ball into the opponent's net. It's been scored. At the same time, the referee is shouting the rules. The game time is 90 minutes. You can change or add players. The halftime break is 10 minutes. 1 point the team with the higher score wins. The winning team will be rewarded. In a grilled pig's head. The north wind, to look at the athletes who are racing. Skillfully on the ice. Then go back and ask for advice. What shoes are they wearing? Why can we move on ice? That's the way it is. I'm still seeing it for the first time. Liu Feng replied laughing. That's skating oil. Use iron and steel to build the shoes are used to walk on ice. Beneath the stands, two athletes wearing opposite blue and red protective vests. Gao won the ball. The old man's fat body jumped and cheered, or he secretly thought this match was interesting. If I could make one in the north, I won't need to sleep in the castle all day. I think he just laughed with his eyes open. He turned to the wind and asked, "Save the land. How much do these tight shoes cost?" Save the fire and ask for a pair of about 10 pieces of silver. Add Polisher Club Protective Vest. A player loses 1 gold. A team plus reserves must be 15 people. If you want to make a match, it takes 30 people. The other owners have a mouth. 30 gold in a match. This is too far from the flower. How are the owners interested? This match is very interesting. The owners can create their own to play. Listening to the wind turned to ask, the corner of the lips of the North City jerking. That's a lot of money. Can he create it? Then he laughed with the wind. Find another reason to lose face. It still shouldn't be. This is too dangerous for me. The bearded owner looked at the smile of Liu Feng. Your face grinds its teeth with jealousy. This adventurer is back with us. If the plan is no longer working, he will put pressure to death. Suddenly saved wind clapping his fist. And the palms of the hands looked surprised. That's right, you guys. I heard your territory is selling horses, right? How much money does an adult horse need? What is the normal exchange rate for horses? Checkered, startled. Back to being a friendly deer, fake face replied. An adult horse needs a gold and silver 30 pieces. The normal exchange price for horses is 10 silver. How many horses do you have? There's more than 300 adult horses. A total of 390 gold. Laughing at your horse, I want it all. Like a shock, the owner of the mountain rolled his eyes and opened his mouth. I want to have it all. Of course, there is a problem with the sow. Johnson put his hands forward, laughing without seeing the sun. No, of course not. The young owner turned around. Tell the fat guy next to you. There is also the owner of the north. Our canned fish have been producing much more recently. They can't just provide for the military. It can also be sold. I don't know if you're interested. Northern Wind becomes the owner like a blind cat caught seeing fish. Agree. I don't know how to be the owner. How much can be sold? Save Feng. I told him to become the owner of the old place. You must give the largest purchase. 10 days, 100 boxes. You can see how. The north wind is roaring. Of course, the connection with the wind has a good place. These two owners are so happy that their souls are always in bloom. The rest of the owners don't benefit. It's brighter to stand outside. It's like lightning in the sky, 2 lines of tears. Tell me what the leak said. What plan was cheated? Completely fooled. Morning to afternoon. There is news of robberies in the city. The boat to the city has returned. A furry-haired soldier in a loose uniform. There was an old man and a small child in the back. Open the door and say hello. Young master and Mina headed out the door. It's been a long time coming and nothing happened. How many people to bring back? Here's subordinates answered the slaves, a total of 857 people. Soldiers say there were more than 400 dead slaves. Save the eyes of regret. If only we could have known a little earlier. It's good to think about it. All slaves brought back will be in your charge. Bonus and penalty mode work together. The body redemption rules have been determined. You can follow it. Her eyes swept over the girl standing next to her. This girl is. The little girl in front of blue eyes. Bored to look at the other person. The soldier in the shirt re-looked down at her and answered. She, Flay's name, was a slave brought back in this act. Her bodyguard in DTO further claims to be the assassin. I don't know how to make her now. It can only be brought here. Flay looks tiny water. Blue eyes as cold as a young woman. You are his owner. I made your barley porridge. How do I pay? The soldier standing next to him laughed. She kept. They say the world has no food. Asked me to drink barley porridge. How to pay the price? I really don't know how to answer that. I can only tell her it's your niece. Let her ask you how you're going to pay. Eft looks small, but uttered a cold, horrible word. Who doesn't know thinks this girl is cute? I don't know anything. They only know how to kill. Liu Feng smiled hard, smiling in the heart of murder. You can turn to her. Your price is owed first. If I want to kill someone later, you will. During this time period, how about you stay with me first? Keep your eyes closed with a low voice. The owner turned to the cat Mina. She took her to the bathroom first, then change into clothes to keep her warm. Both of you go to the bathroom. Spacious bathroom. On the pillars of the wall there are stone heads sticking out. The water, except in the mouth, flowed down the bathtub. There are chairs next to the bathroom. Mina glanced at Flay's body, sitting on the skinny chair. Last day must have been hard. Eyes pressed sad. Mina laughed and walked over to her, laughing and talking. Take the cloth off your head. It's too dirty. You just said raise your hand to remove the bandage tied on his head. Eft. The blue eyes looked up coldly and said, Is camouflage. Master said in the human race will have to disguise. A good killer has to disguise himself. Wrap ear hole. That can get me in the human race on a safe mission. Mina was surprised that the human in disguise said so. Are you an animal? The table must be opened. On both sides, her hands grew feathers. Mina blurted out, Flay, you are a bird of the beast. Wait a minute. Mina said that while removing the bandage on her body. Where are the wings in the back? I can't see the wings. It's a scar. It's like that AI that cut off these wings. Non-Lam-san, it is located in the western part of the Kingdom of God. The beach is the paradise of birds and animals. However, it was also the first place to encounter the cold wind. The cold wind came. A lot of animals. There's basically no chance to escape. Some of the animals, though, escaped. But the cold of the wind, they have no way to fly. Because of the rarity. So the animal is on the auction. Even more welcome than spirits. So a lot of people, even the animals, they want to capture that small number of birds. To this day, we have rarely seen animals. What is free? Everyone at the meal. They all listened to Flay recount the past of his tribe. Through eyes full of compassion. F's wings must also be attacked by bad people. To clear the air of mental distress. Stop talking and eat first. The wind just said, I picked up a piece of meat in front of me. Pressed spread gently. Try it. This is goat meat. Open your mouth. Flay also opened her mouth wide. It's like putting 4 years of fresh meat in your mouth. Mouth to grab a piece of meat. Chewing and swallowing the position is very delicious. It's like the first time to eat a delicious meal like this. My eyes are also shining. Smilingly, there is still Leo Melon here. Dry dolphin meat also try a little. Not finished yet. Eft put its hand on the plate to pick up food. This great storm. Don't know how to use chopsticks. Okay, use the spoon. Squeeze the spoon of Liu Feng. Shovel a plate of chewy chicken. They eat like a hungry tiger. Eaten like stream, eaten like hunger, are ripe for 5. Ellie and Mina saw her delicious appearance. Smile immediately. Keep talking about what you want to eat. Eat a little more. Maybe the way will be long. The mouth is full of food. Lift up your big round eyes. Really good. Of course, I didn't lie. Force the person to swallow all the food in their mouth and continue. Lord, when you cut off my wings. They say 2 or 3 years can be long. It's the 3rd year and still not. A handful of beating on the table, the belly. I stood up in anger and yelled at her wings. It's because your sister cut off Sao. What sister is that? That's too bad. Flay said no, let me say that. Billion people, because I don't want to be taken away by humans. So I cut off my wings. Just save the wind next to it and cut it off. If it wasn't because there was suffering. They don't want to hurt the brain either. Not my sister. Felsi turned to ask the teenager to become the owner. What do I have to pay? Then you can help me find $1 billion. Master. Save Fang asked. F's sister is not the one who killed the Sao dragon. Does she have any other characteristics? Flay replied, you're a very good killer. She's the 3rd top assassin to get 1,000 test dollars. Mina startled. The 3rd ranked bounty killer, Sao. The 3rd name I remember was a hunter. This is a super killer. Killed the Grand Duke's heirs. By the great kings of the countries wanted Sao. Save the wind. Stop for a moment and turn around and rub your head. Don't worry, Flay. I'll help you keep track of your sister's news. When it comes to price, wait to find your sister. Eft is a bit of a surprise, glanced at those stupid blue eyes to see the wind. After eating the rice, with Nicola and Ellie, wearing a long blue warm jacket, but walking in the rose garden, in a large tent at a warm house, people go for a walk in the flower beds, eagerly look at the flowers. The red hue of the sutra glorious eyes praise the occlude. This flower smells good. Fresh winter flowers. It will definitely sell for a very high price. The nun is also smiling. Yes, it can also be used as food. Holding a rose in my hand, take a look and say, both of you think very well. But I've got another way to make more money. The 2 people next to him both raised their eyes unconsciously. Ellie in her head asked, is there a way to make more money? This flower, apart from selling and making food, what else is raw? Save wind curl the corners of the lips. That's it. 3 people went into the lab together. In the capital. There are shelves in the room. There are many colorful medicine bottles on it. On the table, there are many scales and mortars. There's a lot of stuff to do experiments with. Ellie and Nicola were standing by. He looked at her pouring a pink cup to the transparent color solution cup. Ellie watched the wind stir the solution in the cup. But close my eyes. Save Feng explained. Get the essential oil extracted from the way the flower is poured. Alcohol in high concentration. That Nicola distilled and stirred. That's water. It can only be stored for about 6 months. Give me the cup. Stir the solution in front of Ellie. Ellie fanned the fragrance radiating from the cup. Who married someone too? Her eyes lit up as if lost in the middle of the forest. It's like smelling like you're drunk. Pick up the cup and praise it. It smells good enough to last 6 months. The water I used a few times before. It's already in season. Sei Feng explained. The flower here just soaks the flower's wings in the water until the flower is milk. Then, of course, the smell also turns into a smell. Ellie was very attentive to the explanation. Nicola is still in the middle of the forest, also with the strong fragrance radiating from the cup. Fong continued. Ellie used water. How do you compare this to the one you used before? How much can you sell it for? Ellie said this is much better than the one I used. This bottle sold at least 10 gold coins. He looked at the cup and laughed. Not much different than I thought. Solo's crew is coming. Quickly produce this flower water. Let him help us open the way to the nobles. Ellie on the side bent her head like she was about to break. A huge merchant ship is adrift on the island. Above the sky, there's white seagulls flying around. The sky is blue and the wind is cool. There's 2 girls standing on the deck. Blonde teen, 2 hands against chin, depressed, talking. We haven't been to the Atlantic yet. I'm going to die of squash on the boat. The pink girl on the side looked softer. She put on her pink shirt and laughed with her eyes closed. If you're bored, go find some bodyguards. The guards you said were here. He's on the other side of the train. Who is he? I'm exercising out there in my durian pocket. You lift, you push. Showing off your strength and showing off your muscles. She laughed and said, you said you wanted to go to Atlantic City. They even brought a bunch of people. I have to collect your train ticket. Blonde girl, I just missed my mouth. Who knows they're free, Theo? Young woman, sweater up one piece. You're blushing. I said. She poked her friend's cheek with her finger. Her mother was a little angry. A little embarrassed and red. She opened her big blue eyes anxiously and placed her hands on her forehead. Wait, why is your face so hot? Not healthy, Sao. The blonde is shy about saying no. I feel a bit overwhelmed. But it doesn't seem like she's just shy, she's blushing. You really fainted. Girl in pink next door panicked Catharinia. What's your Catharinia? At the same time, Chang's rays illuminated the riverside of the Atlantic. Soldier's hair fetish, wearing Liu Feng's redress, waiting at the pier. Look out at the sea. There are too many merchant ships today. Suddenly, there were 2 women running up. A woman chasing a young woman who is agitated. Kodana. Katarina's disease is only to draw blood. Azina ran ahead and told me not to talk anymore. I don't mean that blood can't be cured. Azina runs to the front. The soldier who hurriedly greeted. Hello, I'm the merchant's daughter, Soju Azina. You're the squire of the Atlantic City, aren't you? Yes, I am. I can't finish the sentence yet. Dejina shredded. The healer of the Atlantic City. She raised her clear blue eyes, full of anxiety and weakness. My friend is sick. Very serious, need to be cured. The soldier bent down and quickly executed. We can't get a cure quickly. Only the doctor. Dazina first heard 2 words. Dr. Rush, asked doctor. What is a doctor? The soldier who said he was sick had to see a doctor. The best doctor in the Atlantic is the master. I'll contact the owner now. Bring the sick here. Later in the city, Catherine is lying motionless in her hospital bed. The doctor holds a thermometer that's been measured. Watch for an hour. 9.5 degrees will last for a few days. Continue like this will be delirious. Dejina was watching the doctor anxiously. What to do? I can only give you a shot. She pulled her pants down a little. Have to sting in the ass. Azina, stunned, surprisingly faced, giving 2 hands out first. Su said no. This one can't be. Catherine is the Duke's daughter. The Duke will not spare you. My face is right now. I don't know how to explain it. A helpless, suspicious look at Dejina. Oh my God, this girl is really dead. Li Yufeng said, this is a very serious treatment. Her condition is already quite serious. You have to put drugs in people quickly. Azina shakes her head frantically. Can't. Catharinia is not married. You can't look. Lan wind the side face, trying to stay calm. Maybe I should sign you first. Dark face. Take a needle in your hand and pump it. It's cold to say. Tell me. An important person or an important person? Let's just show half your ass for a shot. You're here too. Look, it's not as serious as you think. Her illness couldn't wait any longer. I've got to get a shot. Azina shakes her eyes awkwardly. Catherine's condition is very serious. I don't know when I'll wake up. Surely, people's lives are more important than reputation. If you think about it, you can agree. But you can't tell anyone else. I've seen Catherine's. In short, don't say anything, or I'll tell the Duke. The storm has solved the roadblock. He held the needle and looked at the patient. I told Dejina. Get out of the way. Outside the gate covered the owner, the guards that caught her in a brought. Standing in front of the city gate and whispering. Every one of you has a dark face full of worry. The disease of Katharina is so serious. I certainly can't live anymore. At that point, the Duke took the blame. We can't hide. The bald man stood beside him, helplessly blaming, all in Azina. If the shaman can collect blood on the boat in time, it can be cured.